So before I begin, there's some basic things to know about the cube. Starting with how it moves. So there are layers, but they can be in different dimensions. So there are always 3 layers, the top, middle, and the bottom. But they can be this top, middle, bottom, or they can be this top, middle, bottom. It doesn't matter which one you call top or bottom. It just, like, you know, the 3 layers from this direction. You can also have them on different faces, but there are always 3 layers. Also, there are 3 types of pieces. So there are the centers, and there will be 6 centers, 1 on each face, and they will always be in the middle of the face. They have 1 color, and they do not move when you rotate the cube. See, like you rotate this side, the only one moving is the blue, but it's actually rotating. It's not physically changing position with the others. So then there are edges, which have 2 colors, and like this white and red edge, they are connected inside the cube. So there will always be a white and red edge, no matter which cube you have, and no matter how you scramble it. Same can be said for the corners. They have 3 colors, and they are always connected inside, and there will always be a corner, like the example for this one, white, green, and red. And there are always 8 corners, 6 centers, and 12 edges on every cube. The first thing you want to start with is called the white cross. The white cross is when you have all 4 of the edge pieces with white on them arranged like this, so that they are also matching colors with the centers on the sides as well as the white. See, this piece, white, green, is matching with the white center and the green center respectively. So the way you need to do this is, well, usually there's one kind of hanging around on the white center or something, but there isn't always. So what you want to try to do is line up each piece with at least one of the colors to be like, this is white, blue, and this is blue, and this is white, so it needs to go right here. This piece needs to go here. And what you want to do that is, well, we see it has blue and blue. So we can't match up white with white right away, but we can match up blue with blue. So we turn that, right, like this, so that the blues are matching. And now, once you have one of the colors matching, you can always do like one move and match the other color. So this is the white and this is the white. Just turn it like that, and you've got these matched. Now moving on to the others, we can do the same thing. So if this is white, red, then let's find where that goes. Keep your finger on it. White, red, the centers, it goes right in between them. So what we need to do is we need to find that we need to rotate this piece so that either the red matches up with the red center or the white matches up with the white center. Well, we could do either right now, but so the white here and the white center here, if we did a double turn like this, it would match up the white on white red with the white center, but that is going to make it difficult because the blue is already matched up here, and if we match up red now, we'll just mess up blue. So instead of doing that, we can match up the reds first, so red and red center. So turn this around, and you've matched them up. And then white here and the white down here, we can turn twice, and now you have white blue and white red matched up on their centers. So now the orange side of orange white is already matched up for us. So what we want to do here is turn so that this orange and the white match up like this. So now we've got 3 edges, the white red, white blue, and white orange. Now the white green, sometimes you need to look around and find the edge, but it's right here. What we want to do is, if we just match it up with, so the green and the white obviously goes right here. So what we want to do is keep these edges so that we don't break them. up because we would have to reinstall them. So what we want to do instead is realize that we could turn twice so that the greens match up and then turn this up, but we would ruin the orange. What would be more efficient would be to turn the top layer twice and then rotate this piece so that it is now in its correct place. But now you'll notice all these are not matched up, but if we turn twice again, like we just did to undo that move, all these are matched up. And you can play around with that a little bit, and sometimes it's more difficult, but that's how you solve the cross. Now we're going to move on to the corners. So, well, we've matched up these white edge pieces. Now we need to find all the corners with white on them, like this, white, blue, orange, and put them in their places kind of diagonal to all their centers. So that's white, blue, and orange. So that corner would go right there. So to get them there, first you have to have them in the bottom layer, but I'll just use one already in the bottom layer as an example, like white, red, and blue. And it goes right, white, red, and blue. So right there. So what you want to do is you want to line it up right beneath where it's supposed to go. So if this is the top, then right beneath where it's supposed to go. And what you want to do is you want to look at which side white is on. So the white is on the side with the blue, right? Because the white cap is flush with the blue. It's not flush with the red, but it's flush with the blue, right? Like that. So what you need to do is you need to turn the blue side so that the edge moves away from where it's supposed to go in, like this. And then you can turn it so that the whites match. So that's this and then this. So the whites match. And then you can move it back up into the top layer so that the corner is placed correctly. So I'll do that again from the other side this time. So this time white is not flush with blue, it's flush with red. So what we want to do is, since it's flush with red, we want to turn the red side so that the white center cap is moved away, not center cap, edge is moved away, and then line this white with this white, and then move it up so that it's like that. So those are 2 of 3 possible cases. The last possible case is if you have the white facing down towards the bottom. In both other cases, it has been here or here, but now it's on the bottom. So what you want to do is still line it up beneath where it needs to go in. So this is white, blue, and orange beneath white, blue, and orange. And you want to turn it as if you were going to insert it like we did the others. So just pick a random side, it doesn't matter, it can be orange or blue, and pretend that you're going to line it up like this, which would be incorrect, but still it works for this. So anyways, what you want to do is turn it like that, but instead of taking it up back to the top layer, like we did the other times, you want to do an extra turn so that it is not taken up into the top layer. So this corner goes down and like this, as you would do before, and then another turn. And then this layer goes back up as if you hadn't done that extra turn. And then we have it facing in this face instead of down. So when we turn it like this, we can see that it is flush with the orange center. So we can insert it because it's flush with orange, so turn orange down, and then move this corner over, and then turn it up. So now that edge is solved. So in the next one, white, green, and red, it's in the top layer. What can we do? Because we can't maneuver it down here at all. Well, what you want to do is pick any random corner, just any random corner, and put it in that one's place. So I'll just take this one and pretend you're going to insert it in here. And if this corner is in this place, then this corner can't be in there. It'll have to be in the bottom, which then we can move it around and do like we did before. So just line it up, and now that one's in there, which means that our corner is down here in the bottom. So white is facing towards the bottom. So we line it under where it's supposed to go, white, green, red with white, green, red. And then we make as if we're gonna put it in normally, but then we don't, and turn that up. Then line it underneath where it's supposed to go, flush with red, insert it normally. Now we only have one left, and as you can see, we're kind of starting to get a T pattern with all these sides, not quite this one or this one yet, but that's what you're kind of aiming for in this step. So we need to line up the last corner, white, green, orange, with where it goes, white, green, orange. So underneath, and then it's flush with the orange center. So you turn orange down, and then line up the white with the white, so they're flush, and then turn this up. Now you have the T pattern on all the edges, and the white face is solved. Now, those were actually the hardest two steps. Now what we need to do is we need to put in the edges in between these. So in between the centerpieces on the sides. This is easier, I think, because it is more algorithm based. What you do is you just learn a simple algorithm. And just like we were doing before with the corners, you can do this algorithm either from this side or this side, depending on which way the edge is oriented. So, for example, we need the edge in between the blue and the red center caps, and it's right here, blue and red. So what we do is you would think you line up the red with the red, but actually, since it's red, blue, you line up the red with the blue. Now, if the blue were right here and the red were right here, then you would line it up like this, but you always mix match the colors when you're doing the edges on the sides. Just remember that. So then, since it's on this side, again, turn it away from where it's supposed to go, just like we did with the corner. Then turn the bottom twice. You'll just have to memorize this algorithm. It's not really intuitively explained. And then you turn this back up so that we don't have that corner anymore. And then we turn the bottom twice again. And then we just insert the corner normally. So see, the white is with the red. So we turn the red side down and then move it so that these connect, and then turn this up, and look, we've solved that while preserving the white. So now what we need to do is the others. So we see we need the orange and blue, and the orange and blue edge is right here. So what we do is we move it so that it's not aligned. The color right here on this edge instead of here is not aligned with the color that it is, but the other one. So it's blue and orange, so blue and orange, so blue is on orange. And what we need to do is it's on this side again, so turn this away from where it needs to go, turn this bottom twice, and then turn this up so that we've gotten like that, but without this corner. And then we turn this around again and insert the edge normally. So it's white with blue. White is flush with this one, so down, match these two up, and there. Now we've solved that and this, and we've kept this the same. So this time we're doing the algorithm from the other side. So far we've turned this side, but well, we know that green and orange, well, we see the edge piece is green and orange, but green is flush with green when it's on this side. So we need to turn it so that green is flush with orange. And then we turn the orange side again so that the edge is going away from where it needs to go in. This is where it needs to go in, and the edge is going away from there. And then we turn the bottom twice, and then we turn this back up so we keep the white side minus this corner. And then turn it twice again and insert normally so the white is flush with green, so turn green down away from where the edge is supposed to go. Turn it so that these are flush and up, and now that and this are all solved, so we're almost done with the first two layers. So now the last one, I'm just going to show you a bit of a special case. What happens if you have the corner, the edge, but it's in its spot, it's just flipped around the wrong way. Well, what you do in this case is just do the move. Pick one of these, just kind of like when we were getting the corner out. What you need to do is pick one of these and move it down. So like pick this one, say, and then do the algorithm with that one so that that one goes in. And since that one's there, this one can't be, so we're out now. And so the red cannot be with red, so line it up the other way. Turn it away from where it needs to go, bottom twice, turn this back up, bottom twice, and then line it up normally, this flush with this, line up the whites, and up. Now we have solved the first 2 layers. Okay, you have learned to solve the first 2 layers, and now you need to learn to solve the last layer. So the last layer is difficult because you need to keep the first 2 layers and solve this. So the first step is to solve the yellow cross, just like we solved the white cross first down here. But first, I want to teach you a pattern. So this pattern will be useful in this step and the next step. So just pay attention and, So the pattern goes like this. This side goes up and this side goes over. And then in the same order, like this side moved first and then this side moved. This side goes down and this side goes back over. So it kind of like undoes itself. So this side goes up, this side goes over, and then this side goes down, and this side goes back over. It's as if nothing changed, but actually stuff does change because it's the Rubik's Cube and it's confusing. But yeah, just practice this pattern, get really good at it. Just do it a few times because it's really helpful so you can do it blindfolded. Now, when you're doing this as an algorithm for this step, what you want to do is you want to do a front move and then do this pattern and then undo that front move. So there are 3 cases you can get. The first one I'm going to show you, actually not that one, is the line. So when you have the line, make sure you're holding it horizontally, so it's horizontal to you, and then do the front move, this pattern, and then undo the front move, and then you have the cross. So the next one I'm going to show you is if you have excuse my cat, if you have an L, and what you want to do in this case is, sorry about my cat, do the front move and then do this, and undo that front move, and it gives you the line. So you just do the front move, do that, and then undo the front move again, and you have the cross. The last case I wanted to show you is the dot. This is quite rare, but it does happen, and you just do the same thing. You rotate the front and then do the pattern and then undo it, and then look, you have the L, only the L is upside down. So what you need to do in this case is turn so that it's oriented correctly, hold it in the top left, and then do this, get the line, and do this, and you get the cross. The next step is to solve the... Gus, you're ruining my video. I know, I love you, go away. Now what you want to do is, so now we got the yellow cross, but you need to orient these, so line them up. See, these 2 are not done correctly because this yellow is solved, but these 2 are swapped. Now these 2 are solved, but these 2 are not. So you need to recognize this from any position, because right now it looks like none of them are solved. But actually, in reality, just keep turning until you find 2 of them are solved and 2 of them are not. And then switch these using this algorithm. So hold the ones that need to be switched on the bottom left, and then do this. So I heard explained one time that you take this pair out, this corner and edge, from the first two layers, and then you move it, and then you do this layer up, and then you rotate it all the way around so that it goes in and down and then over. And then just don't forget the last move, right, like this. After you go down, you do over one more time. Anyways, that's the algorithm used for that. Sometimes the ones that need to be swapped are right there, but in some cases, the ones that need to be swapped are actually all the way across from each other, in which case you need to do the algorithm twice or 3 times sometimes. So if the ones that need to be swapped are all the way across from each other, like this, so this, it need to be swapped with this one, and these two are fixed, then you need to swap these two, then swap these two, then swap these two again. And that solves it. Now, you need the corners. So there's usually at least one that is in the right spot, even if it's not oriented correctly. So this is yellow, orange, blue, but this is not the yellow, orange, blue corner. So you check all of them. This is yellow, green, orange, but this is not the yellow, green, orange corner. This is yellow, green, red, but this is not the yellow, green, red corner. This is yellow, red, blue, and this is the yellow, red, blue corner. So what you want to do is hold it so that this corner is in the bottom right, and then do this algorithm. Move this over, this side up, this over, this side up, and then again, but that down. So this side over, this side down, this side over, this side down. I like to think of it sometimes as this corner never gets touched, and this side goes up, and this side goes up, and this side goes down, and this side goes down. So it's kind of like this, but you need to make sure this corner never gets touched. So since this one's gonna move first, move this over, up, then over, so this can go up, and then over, down, and then over, down. So this never gets touched, and this ends up in the same place. Sometimes you have to repeat it several times until the corners are all in their correct places. Some of them may solve themselves, sometimes none of them are solved, but they're all in the right places. So just repeat several times if necessary, and if not, then good. And you are on your last step. So from this, I find it easier just to pick one and start. So I would turn the cube upside down. Let's pick this one. And then what you want to do is you want to remember that pattern that I showed you and repeat until this one is solved. So up, over, down, over, not solved, up, over, down, over, not solved, up, over, down, over, not solved, and then again, and it's solved. So we've done that one. Now we need to move on to this one. Don't just turn it. Instead, turn the bottom layer, because if you just turn the cube, that would mess it up. So turn the bottom layer to get rid of this one and this one in the spot where we're solving everything. And then repeat the pattern. And again, last time, and that's solved. And then move over to this one, do the pattern. You'll notice that the last move is seeming like it's not necessary, but it actually is if you do not include this last move. So this, 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 and then this, it will not end up solved. And then once you've done that, the entire cube has been solved. Yes, yes, cat. Sorry about that. But anyways, that has been solved. So I'm gonna do a quick example solve, just using everything I taught you. So I move this to line up with red and to line up with white, and then this to line up with orange and to line up with white. And then this, I move once to, then I can line up with white and then line up with green, and this one's already lined up with blue, so I can line it up with white. Now this corner, I see it goes in there, and this corner I see goes in there, so like that. This corner I see goes in here, so it's on the blue side. The white is on flush with blue, so we move it down and pair them and move it up. And then that's how you do the one on the bottom. Then the edges, so you do that algorithm. It's on this side again, do that algorithm. It's on this side this time, do that algorithm, and you can continue doing the algorithm from different sides. First two layers are done. Now we have the line case, so this, then this, and then we need to switch these two, so hold them like this, do the switching algorithm, and then it looks like this one's in the right spot, so this, and then it looks like we need to do it again, so you do this, and so turn it to the bottom, and then pick one, do the pattern, and then move it over, do the pattern again. Congratulations, you solved the cube.